Okay, Zev, I should be back before the show starts. I've got to pick Oscar up from martial arts, and then I'll swing by here, drop him off, and pick you up to drop off at the movies. I'll be at my office while you watch, so get a burger after it ends, and I'll come pick you up. Oh, sorry for all the hassle. No, they aren't. They'd put you through twice this much if it meant going to see Blastcasters 3 on opening day. I would not.
I've never liked sci-fi. It's too scary.
Scary?
Yeah, like, what if the future is actually dominated by nerds?
Nerds? It's fine. I hadn't quite realized I'd be taking in 5 kids instead of 3, but we're making it work. Oh, Adro, your timing is perfect. Mia and I were hoping you would drop us off at the amphitheater for a show tonight. Not possible. That's on the opposite side of town from the movies, and I have to get back to work.
What? But this is the only time Lasers and Pistols will be playing in Haven this year, and Fawn got a hold of extra tickets.
I already promised Zev. You gotta ask sooner.
Zev, please. You can watch your movie anytime, but the concert is just for tonight.
Maybe, but opening night is just for tonight too. Zev ordered their ticket and scheduled this like a week ago. You can't barge in last minute and expect them to step aside for you. Zev is not a jerk like you. They're not going to make us miss over some opening night. And I'll pay you back for the ticket. Well...
Please?
Sure. Like you said, I can always go on a different day. Zev, you really don't have to. Really, it's fine.
Yay! Thank you.
I mean, obviously, but thanks regardless. Zev smiled weakly as the others left. You know, I get that you're a good person, but it's okay to be a little selfish. Every now and then, as a treat. Well, they're right that I could go see it any time. Maybe, but that doesn't change the fact that Adro already promised to take you today. Well, Adro is going through a lot. I don't want to make things even harder for him. He's the adult, not you. It's not your job to take care of him. Suddenly the door opened quickly. Adro, I'm sorry, but I need your help. What's wrong? It's my daughter. She's disappearing. Disappearing?
Hello.
Whoa, she's actually disappearing. Where's Adro? He actually just left for work. I can't go all the way to the council. Even if I did, they'd probably just try and drag me back to work. You're on the council? I was. Listen, do you know anyone who might be able to help? Atsu pulled out his phone, calling Show. Yellow, Show? We got a weird situation here. Are you free to swing by the towers? Not really. There's an incident at a school nearby. Ghost. Or so it seems. Isn't that Reaper business? I don't trust those money-grubbing bastards. Listen, I'll come by when I'm done here. Sure, I'll let you know if things change. Atsu hung up. Looks like our friendly neighborhood Sim has his hands tied at the moment. Well, Zev and I trained under Akon Drake. We know a lot about runes. Can we help? You want to get involved? Atsu shot Zev a glare. Our plane leaves in less than 2 hours. Do you really think you could help? Of course! We don't stop till it's case closed. Been a while since I heard that one. This is clearly a manifestation of a rune. What's her Drakenblood percent? Oh, is her rune passive or active? Actually, let's start with which rune it's a fragment of. To be honest, I don't really know anything about our rune. Really? Yeah, my father died when I was young, and I have really low Drakenblood, so it never really did anything for me. Occasionally, I caused stuff to vanish. That was it. Vanish? Like she is? I'd just make things go away completely, seemingly at random.
Am I gonna go away?
No, Tala, you'll be fine. If we have to, we'll cancel our flight and get a specialist.
Really?
Tala suddenly became more solid. It's getting better? It's done this a few times. It gets better and then it gets worse again. It's strange that someone her age is manifesting her runes so young, especially if her Drakenblood is low. Hers shouldn't be that low. Her mother's family always had strong Drakenblood. Ah, then she's inheriting it early because her Draken blood is much stronger than yours. That's pretty normal. Is it? It is. Then what we're probably seeing is a rune manifesting very slowly. She's still young, and your rune hasn't completely passed on to her yet. Atsu, does she look like she's experiencing ether burn? No sign of it at all. So her rune is passive? Must be. Passive. What's that mean? Well, some runes drain your body's reserve of ether. Those are active runes. Runes? When I say runes, I mean powers. I see. An active rune is more dangerous because it draws all the ether out of your body over time. If someone uses it for too long, they'll go into ether burn. Basically, they'll get really sick. Sick? Don't worry, your rune is passive, like mine. It fuels itself off the ether in the air around you, so there's no real risk of ether burn. So why is she disappearing? Well, that's hard to know without identifying her rune. There are 100 runes, and we know the powers of 97 of them. And of those, each one has many different fragments. It can be tricky to narrow down. You said you were getting a flight. Where are you headed? We are moving, actually. Our apartment here is getting closed down due to all the trouble in the neighborhood lately, so we're moving back in with my mother. Atsu glanced at Zev. Trouble in the neighborhood. Craze. Suddenly, Tala turned a bit more invisible. Honey,
I didn't mean to.
She turned even more invisible. Runes, powers, they're all concepts. Mine is sight, a fragment of the origin rune. So my power has to do with the concept of seeing. I draw in the ether and convert it into seeing things. Tala focused on Atsu. As he continued speaking, she became more visible. Hiawatha looked at Zev in surprise. Runes respond to our emotions. When Tala gets stressed, her power activates defensively. When she relaxes, it eases off. So she's disappearing because she's stressed. That's probably the catalyst, yeah. I take it she's not a big fan of the move? Huh? No. She's been excited to go the entire time. I've asked her over and over. Then what could be stressing her out? There's nothing else that comes to mind. Normally, we'd just let her use her rune. But considering she's slowly disappearing, we wouldn't want her to vanish. Vanish? Tala turned even more transparent. Don't worry, that was a joke. There's no rune that simply makes stuff vanish, at least to my knowledge. Tala became even more invisible. What's wrong?
They're shouting at me.
Who?
I don't know, I hear people. Ow! Someone's pulling me. Daddy, they're talking about taking me away.
What on earth is going on? I don't know.
Daddy, help!
Tala became even more transparent. Wait, she looks like a ghost! Huh? Tala, you're okay. Those people are there to help you. Tala didn't respond.
Dad?
She can't hear us anymore. Atsu, call Sho. Atsu did as instructed, trusting Zev implicitly. Atsu, now's not the time. Sho, that's not a ghost. It's a girl named Tala Hill. Tell her that you're a friend of her father, Hiawatha. A moment passed, and suddenly Tala became more visible. Oh, the ghost is her! Of course! She's not vanishing at all! I'm not? Can someone please tell us what's going on? Tala, I need you to do something very brave for me, okay?
I'll try.
Tell your father how you really feel about moving.
I don't mind.
Tala suddenly began to turn transparent again.
I don't want to go.
All at once, Tala appeared completely. Tala broke down into tears and hugged her father tightly. Hiawatha hugged her back. Baby, so that really was what was bothering you the whole time? Atsu, the ghost is gone. I'll expect a full debrief on this matter later. Got it? Got it. Thanks, Sho. A little later, once things had settled down, and Eijiro made his way back to the towers. I'm sorry I wasn't here. Trust me, I know it's impossible to be everywhere at once. Maybe not as impossible as you think. Your family's rune is the teleportation rune. Tala wasn't vanishing. She was slowly teleporting. Right. The more her anxiety about moving kicked in, the more she retreated to her happy place, her school.
So that's why I could hear people suddenly. They were the people in the school.
Right. Sho thought you were a ghost, so he was trying to get you to leave. He didn't understand you were just mid-teleport. I see. We'll have to get her enrolled in a class to learn to control her power. What are you gonna do about the move? Well, our apartment is closing down. We don't have much choice. Not necessarily. Drake Towers is a 4-story building. We could always find room for you two here. Really? You know, all you had to do was ask, right? Well, I didn't want to impose.
Can we really stay?
Well, for now at least. If it's really not a problem. To be honest, it'd be a huge help to have another adult around. Zev turned to Atsu. It turns out you were right. Huh? It all made sense when I thought about Tala being like myself, too afraid to let anyone down. Sometimes you really do have to be selfish, or you'll just disappear. Finally starting to appreciate how smart your big brother is, huh? Yeah. So, Atsu, is it okay if I make a selfish request? Sure. Then I want you to go with me. Not just you, Oscar, Nuha, Mio. I want us all to go together, to the movie. The truth is, I didn't even want to go on opening day. What I really wanted all along was just to go with a group. We've never done something like that.
Of course I'll go.
Well, if you ask like that, I can't say no, right?
I have no interest in sci-fi, but I won't say no to hanging out with friends.
I do owe you for letting me and Mio go to the concert, so... fine. Wait, really? You're all agreeing? Of course we are. We all care about you, you goof. Okay, I'll go get my copies of Part 1 and 2. Oh, and we gotta watch the spin-off series too, but it's just 10 episodes. Then you'll be all caught up. Well, not completely. I guess I can just summarize the comics. Zev raced off. I've created a monster.